right, to start off, you're going to go ahead and pull out the intake box. And to do that, you're going to start off with these two little tabs. You go ahead and pull those tabs out. This piece will go ahead and just simply pull out of the intake box. And here's a hole. And then to pull out the intake box, you have two screws. Now in order to get those two screws and the whole box out, I found it easier just to remove the battery holder. So once you get the battery holder off, I scoot the battery forward, and that lets me have a lot more room here to just pull out the whole intake box out. There's a few things you're gonna have to do to pull out the intake box. You'll go ahead and loosen it up from the intake manifold, pull out one of these hoses, and you're gonna pull out another hose here, and you're gonna pull out your connector. And so all that, waiting for the sweeper to pass by, but all of that is here. You have your connector that goes on top, one of your hoses, and the other hose that goes connected here. So once you get those two hoses, the connector off, you loosen the intake bracket. You can just pull out the whole intake box out. Now again, it was pretty difficult. It was a tight squeeze, but as soon as I pulled the battery forward, made it really easy to go ahead and move the intake box. And once you remove the intake box, now to remove the intake manifold, there's a 14mm screw back here that you'll take off. You'll take out these four connectors. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't have to worry about these two right here. They can stay on. And go ahead and unclamp the cable here. And you're gonna remove these two bolts. So these two bolts, there's two there, another one here. That'll allow you to go ahead and move the whole this whole piece out the way, which you will need to move it out the way to remove the intake manifold. So once you get those two out, you're gonna have to work with the other connectors on the right side. So you have one connector here that you'll have to take off, along with these two connectors that are up here. So you have this one here, another one here. Go ahead and take those off. And again, that's just so that you can move the whole wires out the way, which will allow you to move the intake box. Once you get these out the way, you'll have a total of about 7 screws, including the 14mm that's in back of the intake box. You have this little small one that's here, 1, 2, and then another small one on this side right here. And then you have a total of 4 10mm on the front. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So once you get all those off your intake manifold, you can go ahead and just move it to the right side, and you don't have to worry about these connectors here, the hoses here. That'll move with the whole intake box, but you can go ahead and move it to the right, and then it'll give you access to the spark plugs. Alright, now that you have your intake manifold off, you can just move it to the side, and you'll be able to access your 3 hidden pain in the butt spark plugs. 10mm. Take off the sensor, then take out the spark plugs, and you're good to go.